mausoleum of memories. A grating screech echoed as the station master, old and wizened, reluctantly opened the gate. "Go no further," he croaked, eyes filled with fear. "This path leads only to sorrow." Kate ignored his warning. Curiosity, a relentless beast, gnawed at her. The air grew colder as she descended the escalator, each step a descent into a nightmare. The platform was a cavern of shadows, dust-laden tracks stretching into the abyss. The silence was deafening, broken only by the drip of water, each drop a hammer blow on Kate's nerves. She could almost hear it, a low hum, a distant rumble, like a train approaching from the furthest reaches of the underworld. Fear, cold and primal, tightened its grip. Deeper into the station's heart, Kate ventured. Corridors, dark and silent, branched out like arteries of a dying beast. Each step echoed, a lonely beat in the eerie silence. She stumbled upon a room, door hanging by a single hinge. Maintenance logs lay scattered, their yellowed pages whispering tales of the past. A name jumped out. Arav, the station master, the only casualty of the Crimson Cross disaster. Then, she heard it. A whisper, faint yet distinct. "Beware the train," it hissed, the voice laced with an unearthly sorrow. Kate spun around, heart pounding but found only shadows. The whispers grew louder, swirling around her, a chorus of the dead. They spoke of a train, a phantom train, that arrived at midnight carrying souls lost in the darkness. Panic threatened to consume Kate, but she clung to her skepticism. Hallucinations, she reasoned, a trick of the mind in this oppressive atmosphere. Then, the platform shuddered. A distant rumble grew into a deafening roar. Wind whipped through the station, sending dust devils dancing across the platform. The air crackled with an unnatural energy. And then she saw it. A train, emerging from the darkness, its headlight a malevolent eye piercing the gloom. It was old, ancient, its carriages rusted and draped in cobwebs. As it screeched to a halt, the doors hissed open, revealing its passengers. Their faces, pale and gaunt, stared vacantly ahead, their eyes burning with a cold, ethereal light. They were not passengers, they were prisoners, forever bound to this spectral train. Section 5. A Ride into Oblivion. Terror rooted Kate to the spot, her mind rebelling against the impossible scene unfolding before her. The once familiar metro station had transformed into a nightmarish landscape where shadows seemed to whisper secrets of the damned. But the train beckoned, its silent invitation a command she couldn't resist. The air around her grew colder, and the distant sound of the train's approach felt like the heartbeat of some monstrous entity. As if in a trance, she boarded the train. Her feet moved of their own accord, each step echoing in the hollow silence of the platform. The carriage was cold, the air thick with the stench of decay and the weight of countless sorrows. The seats, once vibrant, were now tattered and worn, telling tales of forgotten journeys and lost souls. The spectral passengers paid her no heed, their eyes fixed on some distant, unseen destination. Their presence was both a comfort and a curse, a reminder that she was not alone in this purgatory. The train lurched forward, gathering speed with an unnatural swiftness. The rhythmic clatter of the tracks became a haunting melody, echoing the despair in her heart. The world outside the windows was a blur, a chaotic dance of light and shadow. Familiar landmarks twisted into grotesque shapes, as if reality itself was unraveling. Time seemed to lose all meaning. Minutes felt like hours, and hours like days, as the train hurtled through an endless night. A chilling realization dawned upon Kate. She was not a passenger, she was a captive. The train was a prison, and its journey had no end. The Crimson Cross, she understood, was not just a haunted station, it was a purgatory, and she was now a part of its eternal cycle. The weight of this revelation pressed down on her as the train carried her deeper into the abyss. Section 6. Lost in the Labyrinth. The train rattled on, its mournful whistle echoing through the tunnels, a lament for the living and a siren call to the dead. Kate, trapped in her own personal nightmare, felt hope dwindling with each passing moment. The train screeched to a halt, throwing her forward. The doors hissed open, revealing not a platform but a labyrinthine network of tunnels, their darkness stretching out like an endless abyss. The spectral passengers disembarked, their forms shimmering, fading in and out of view as they melted into the shadows. Kate, her heart pounding against her ribs, knew she had to escape this spectral labyrinth. She ran, her footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence, the ghostly laughter of the train's passengers echoing behind her. The tunnels twisted and turned, a maze designed to trap her forever. Section 7. The Vanishing. Exhausted, she stumbled, falling to her knees, her breath ragged and her heart pounding in her chest. Despair threatened to engulf her, wrapping around her like a suffocating shroud. The oppressive darkness seemed to close in, making it hard to breathe. She was lost, alone, in the heart of this subterranean nightmare, with only the ghosts of Crimson Cross for company. The silence was deafening, broken only by the distant echoes of her own footsteps. Then she saw him, Arav, the station master, his form shimmering in the dim light like a mirage in the desert. His eyes held a sadness that spoke of countless lost souls. He reached out a hand, his touch surprisingly solid, grounding her in this surreal nightmare. "Don't be afraid," he whispered, his voice a balm to her terror, soothing the panic that threatened to overwhelm her. He led her through the maze, guiding her through the darkness with a surety that belied the chaos around them. Each step felt like a journey deeper into the unknown. "The train," he said, his voice filled with sadness. "It claims everyone who enters Crimson Cross. You cannot escape it. It is a fate sealed by the shadows." They reached a dead end, the path ahead blocked by an impenetrable wall of darkness. Arav turned to her, his expression filled with a profound sadness, a sorrow that seemed to echo through the ages. "You will be forgotten," he said, his voice a whisper of regret. "As I was forgotten, lost to the annals of time and memory." Another soul lost to the Crimson Cross, another name erased from the world above. And then he was gone, his form dissolving into the shadows, leaving her with the weight of his words. Kate was alone, the echoes of his words the only testament to his existence, a haunting reminder of the fate that awaited her. Section 8. Echoes in the Tunnels. Days later, the rescue teams found no trace of Kate Sharma. Her disappearance remained an unsolved mystery, another chapter in the chilling folklore of the Crimson Cross metro station. The station remained sealed, a testament to the city's unspoken fears. But whispers persisted, carried on the wind, echoing through the tunnels, whispers of a ghost train and its spectral passengers. Some say, if you listen closely, you can hear Kate's voice, a faint echo in the darkness, a chilling reminder of the station's insatiable hunger. The Crimson Cross, once a symbol of progress, now stood as a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface, a place where the living and the dead collide and where some stories are destined to remain untold. Section 9. The Crimson Cross claims another. Life, as it always does, went on in the bustling city above. The streets were filled with the hum of daily activities, people rushing to their destinations, unaware of the dark secrets lurking beneath their feet. The memory of Kate Sharma, the skeptical journalist, faded into obscurity, another victim claimed by the city's relentless pace. Her once vibrant presence now just a whisper in the wind, lost among the countless stories of the metropolis. But deep beneath the earth, in the echoing darkness of the Crimson Cross metro station, her story lived on, woven into the very fabric of the station's chilling legend. The walls seemed to whisper her name, a haunting reminder of her untimely fate. The ghost train continued its ceaseless journey, its spectral passengers forever bound to its rusted carriages. Each night it roared through the tunnels, a phantom echo of the city's forgotten past. And every now and then, a new face appeared among them, a flicker of fear in their eyes, a silent scream frozen on their lips. These new souls, drawn by curiosity or fate, found themselves trapped in the same endless loop. The Crimson Cross had claimed another soul, its hunger momentarily satiated, yet eternally yearning for more. The station's dark corridors seemed to pulse with a life of their own, feeding off the fear and despair of its victims. The cycle continued, a chilling testament to the enduring power of fear and the mysteries that lie hidden in the shadows of our world. Each new victim added to the legend, a never-ending story of terror and intrigue that kept the city's darkest secrets alive.